Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. I'm your librarian here at SETCC, and I'm also the coordinator for the Center for Teaching and Learning, the CTL. We are recapping today very briefly our first discussion series topic, and that was just getting us introduced and started. Thank you to everyone who came in person. That's nice. After each session, and these are every couple weeks, I will send out just these little quick recaps and little quick readings for you to look at to make sure whether you're able to come or not, that you feel confident in whatever in the topic that we're discussing today. All of that will be in this email. You'll have attachments that where you're getting this video, you'll be totally ready to go. Our next discussion is Monday, September 9th at 3:30. We'll be in room 240, and our topic is setting teaching goals for the academic year. Can never be too ready for next semester and next year. Let's talk about today. All right, I'm going to quickly share my screen here, and we will look at some of our potential things to share, potential resources to share. All right, so this is some material, and now this is a paid company, so you can give them your money if you'd like to. It doesn't speak to me personally, but they do provide some of this material that is free, and I like it. So you can look at working with your students in your online classes, how to organize your class, how to facilitate discussions. We'll have more ideas on that in our next handout, but keep in mind your classes should not just be you just throw everything online at one time and you never speak to them. You need to interact with your students online as well as in person. The idea of micro lectures, nobody is going to watch you just talk to your computer for an hour. I have taken some CE classes that they apparently actually thought that I was just going to watch my computer screen for an hour and a half, while one person blandly sits with not using a microphone and just shrieking at their computer. I'm not gonna do that. And look, I like to go to school. I've been doing it for a long time. Your students are less experienced than me. Be thinking micro lectures, be thinking short things. And again, be thinking engagement. All right, so this nice little handout here, this is active learning while you're physically distancing. It has this information about your synchronous classes. That's what you want to be thinking. It has information for asynchronous classes. So some of your material online can be asynchronous. You can set things up and say, okay, I need you to watch this, read this, do this, and then you come to the class when we're all doing things together. Talk to your deans on this. I'm not the boss of you. But it's poor teaching, and we're doing a poor job as a community if your classes are just you throwing things online and you're not interacting with the students. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this to help them to learn. So be thinking synchronous activities. I talk about this a lot. I have taught online and in person and blended and all kinds of ways. I have been not very good and I have been really good. The difference tended to be getting more ideas, getting help, getting some training. So I love to look at things like this where I'm sorry if this makes you dizzy to have things scrolling past you, please look away and you can just listen. But this really helps me to be thinking, how do I do more to engage? I can't just keep doing the same thing every semester. Don't keep giving the same assignment every semester. I mean, that's a way to just beg your students to cheat. But what could I do in this class to make it interesting and engaging for them and interesting for me? Because if I show up in class and you have all had instructors that did this, I had an instructor who was teaching a staggeringly boring class, and he would come in every day with his briefcase and put it on the table in front of us and pull out a yellow legal pad that was clearly battered from years of repeated use. And he would just turn the pages to whatever today's lecture was and start reading. I don't remember his name because I didn't learn anything in that class. It was terrible. So don't be the teacher that somebody talks about later who didn't know how to engage and didn't know how to do good things for the class. You don't have to be fantastic every single day. No one is, but work on some level of awesomeness. With that, I like to look at these resources that are they say first time. And so maybe this is your first semester. You've never taught before. Awesome. Congratulations. Love to see it. But maybe you're like me and you've been doing this for a long time. One of the only good pieces of advice that I got from an advisor in graduate school, oh Lord, it was not good. But her good piece of advice was you forget what it's like not to know how to do this. So I taught introduction to management 10 semesters in a row, the same class. Some classes or some semesters I did it twice. I was so bored with that class by the end of all of that. And I mean, spring, summer, fall, 10 in a row. I was so bored with it that I was, yeah, starting to really burn myself out. Don't do that. Be thinking, what could you do to make it interesting? What could you do to make it a little bit different? What could you do to make it engaging for your students, but also good for you? There is always something new. Again, I study teaching. I'm a librarian now. I collect material on teaching as well as teaching myself for years across all kinds of places. There's always something I don't know. There's always something new. So browse through these things that they say, first year person, it's okay. Even if it's not your first year, we can all still be fantastic. All right, I'm trying to keep it short. So, micro lectures. All right, if you have questions or you want to talk about some of the topics that we will be discussing this semester, come to discussion. That would be super. Again, remember our next one, Monday, September 9th at 3:30. But don't hesitate to just send me an email and say, "Oh, I just want to bounce these ideas around," or I'm thinking about something and I'm not really sure if this is a good way," or I don't know, I know I want to do this differently, but I don't know where to go. You have a dean to talk to, you have colleagues to talk to, and you have me to talk to. And I'm happy to come to your desk, come to your office, come to a break room near you. I'm also happy for you to come to the library. It's right there. So come on over. You can sit in my office here with me, look at the plants. You can also always come over here and I will reserve a little room for you to make sure that you have all the opportunity that you need to be successful in your job. We are a teaching community. We're here to share information. It's hard. It's harder than it looks like. So hopefully over the course of this academic year with these sessions, you'll feel confident and you'll feel like, you not only really know what you're doing, but you are ready to just do some amazing, great things in your classes. All right. I'm looking forward to talking with you all. Thanks so much. And I will see you September 9th.